we are live now. Yeah. So and just to start with, I'm gonna share on my personal account as well. But for those who don't know what is Tuesday Night Talks or what is the TNT, it's like a chat we have in a video call, and we always have a topic to discuss, and we share things. And the idea here is not to learn, although we learn, but the point is we are here just to share experience, to get connected, and just to chat and get practice and spread the word out, basically. Okay, we have Marcio here. Marcio is the Batman man. And
what?
Yeah, you're gonna understand. Marcio, introduce yourself to Karen.
So, I'm Marcio.
Yeah, he is Batman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, everybody just but it's me.
Yeah, it's funny. Very good. I'm gonna just share. Just give me a second. We're gonna start with an introduction, and well, people, if they are not teachers, they are not gonna understand that well. But basically, we're gonna talk about entrepreneurship regarding teachers, English teachers or teachers in general. So, if anyone is willing to come, be aware that the topic is teacherpreneurship. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I'm all set. Everything okay? Hey, Juju!
Hi, dear. I just dropped by to say hi before my student came in. How are you guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Juju, you need to get in touch with Karen, Vinicius, yeah, Patty, you know already.
Yes, I have.
But we're gonna talk about teachers, entrepreneurship. So it's going to be a very good topic for you. So
I can be for a while. She's going to arrive in 20 minutes, I guess. So
great.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
You're up, you guys.
Yes. So just to start with, Vinicius and Karen, you are the special guests, and I'm very excited to hear a lot from you, and I'm gonna direct the questions. So basically, just give something to introduce yourself. Just say who you are. Great, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do the same. Felipe Soares e aprendi. I have never thought about it. Good.
You see, I've been using this Karen for so long, and I haven't noticed that I can change my name. I can see everybody with their names on.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell do I do? Then I decided it's just one click away. Like, so easy.
That's why I use aprendi. That's why I decided.
Go on, Karen.
Okay. I feel very awkward to make introductions about myself, but I will try to do my best. I've been living I'm currently in Brazil. I'm Brazilian, but I've been living in Estonia for the past 10 years, I think, quite a long time. And I had this couple, like maybe 1 year and a half that I was living in Brazil, and I found myself really passionate about teaching. I was always doing that. I was not charging. It was not very professional. But then I started teaching at a school, and then I started becoming a teacherpreneur, and I got really passionate about it and about optimizing time and management and everything. So I decided to create a product to initially help myself, and then that grew into a startup, ed tech startup called Tutor.id, and now we've been helping teachers in 28 countries. My focus is Brazil, of course. I have other people helping me to enter markets in other countries, but since Brazil is closer to my heart and I really want to help Brazilian teachers, for me, it's a priority. So I've been working on it since last year, intensively into the marketing and trying to understand the Brazilian teachers' needs. And I guess that's about it. I don't want to make it too long.
Yes, so short, but a lot of things. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So concise.
Yeah.
Really greater details. Outstanding.
Yeah, good. A good pitch, though.
Yeah, pitch competitions.
Yeah.
I've been in those a lot.
Yeah. And how about you, Vinicius?
Lots of startups, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Vinicius. I'm from Deprofpraprof. When I say I'm from, it's so interesting because I'm a one-person job. So I am Deprofpraprof.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
Right. And I'm an English teacher. I've been an English teacher for over 10 years now. And I decided that at some point I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to not be hired anymore. You know, I decided I didn't want to be a teacher from anybody anymore, and I decided to work on my own, and it worked out well. And after that, I said, well, it was really hard in the beginning because I did everything you could possibly imagine wrong, and it was horrible, really. And after doing everything wrong, I learned how to do everything right. And that's when my first company, Diamantino Coaching, started, in order to help teachers. That was the idea, to help teachers and to have coaching courses, because I had just finished coaching formation. And it happened for about 2 years, and then 1 year ago, I decided to go on a rebranding from Diamantino Coaching to Deprofpraprof, which is the actual company I have now. It's a MEI, right? I'm a microempreendedor company. And from starting 3 years ago, everything I do is basically help teachers do something that is not pedagogical. So how to teach online, how to sell, how to get students, how to teach their students, how to make money out of it, and well, that's it.
Very good. And, yeah. And by the way,
I have to go. My student has just arrived.
Hey.
Hi.
Good class.
Yeah, have a great class.
Guys, nice to see you all.
Bye, Juju. Talk to you later.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, by the way, for those who don't know, the Deprofpraprof website, it's really great. So, Vinicius, it's a really nice website, very easy to use, and well, I don't work for Vinicius, but I like his job a lot. That's why.
You don't get royalties?
Yeah, no, not yet.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe after tonight.
Yeah, after tonight we need to talk.
I want to.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Patty, do you wanna just talk about that why you started, like just an introduction, just to people know you?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. How would I say? Because you know, when Vinicius was in your last brand, like Diamantino Coach, I took your course, marketing course, like I don't know, 2 years ago. Maybe.
What's your surname?
Castro.
I remember you. I remember that name.
And I was talking to Karen today on Messenger because I have enrolled in Tutor.id. Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've been teaching for the past 4 years, and I was in a different area. I was working at a big company in the training department, and because of a personal issue, I decided to work in something that I loved. That was not teaching, but English. That is something that I love. And it was a way to be around my house and my son and to have something. But I was mixing teaching for schools and also private classes. And last year, I took a course that was different, not about English, but it was about creativity. And it was a good course to motivate you to like pursue your dreams. And then I was feeling like it wasn't what I was teaching. It was like I couldn't bring something that I think it was good, like being creative. I was using like books, but I was using also videos and everything that the teachers like used to do. It wasn't different, but I thought, okay, I think I need to do something different. And I start to like, we had a group of people from different business that I met in that course, and we started to work in my project. So they helped me as like students, how would they feel better in a course. And then I started to create something different. So I am producing my material, which is really, really hard. So it was something that I really thought it would take, I don't know, 2 months, but I haven't finished yet. And I'm teaching. So I have started, and it's not done. Everything I teach, I change something because I am testing, and this is really exhausting because I am doing everything alone, like. But
that's why we have Tutor.id.
What?
That's why we have Tutor.id. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna work for both Tutor.id and Deprofpraprof.
Yeah.
Just
that's something like I'm not doing anything so different. What I decided to do, like I'm selling boxes of classes, like 10 classes, and then the student, I have like some topics that I like to talk about, and then I offer to the student to choose a topic. So like during 10 days, 10 classes, we are gonna bring, let's say, travel. So I just teach the grammar point, and then I bring something related to travel to the class, and then we practice. Like it's just a conversation class. I don't have much like homework. And I also I have a website. The student can choose it's like a Tutor.id. My availability is there, and they choose each week how they are gonna use the 10 classes. So sometimes they have 3 classes in a week, and the other week they don't. And that they manage their time, and they feel like I feel they are more worried about their learning because they can choose the time they are gonna study. So they tell me, oh, sometimes I have something like I don't know, happy hour to go, and because I know that I can 12 hours before like reschedule, I can study when I am feeling like studying English. It's not more something that I have to do.
Mandatory or something. And sorry. No, because the best thing is the name. That's the best thing.
That's why.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why it's like the reason that I'm doing. Like it's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
I told Philip that it's hard. It's just like a name that came when I was. That's why I teach, or the reason that I teach is because I want to do something different. I want to show students that, I think every teacher wants that, to show the student that it's not hard. It doesn't need to be
so overwhelming, so difficult, and that's why I teach. That's why I am in this business.
That's why everything. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. That's why everything.
And that's why I'm going to connect the dots with Vinicius and Karen, because what I see from the outside is that we can connect all of these that you have said with Tutor.id and Deprofpraprof. But basically what I want you, Karen and Vinicius, to talk about is why did you decided to start? Like, what was the point, the turning point to really, okay, I'm gonna create this, or I'm gonna help teachers. So, Karen, can you? No, let's start with Vinicius this time, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What was the turning point to change from Diamantino coaching to Deprofpraprof?
Okay, well, at first, God said there was light. But no, I'm kidding. It's like this. I think that the first thing that really made me realize something that I hadn't seen before was my formation, my course of coaching formation. Right, it was really, really amazing. It was a 4-day course that when I entered it for the first day, I had no idea what was going on and what was happening there and what would I learn there. I'm not sure why I even went there in the first place, but it was a 4-day course. On the middle of it, on the end of the second day, I had like multiple epiphanies, during the course. And and I decided that I love teaching. I do. Well, teachers love what we do, right? We're teachers because we really like it, because we really love it, because we know that we make a change, however small it exists, it is there somewhere, right? And I remember myself teaching since I can remember, since I remember when I was 5 years old and I was teaching something. I remember when I started teaching IT when I was 16 years old, and then I got into English when I was 18. So I've always taught, really. And I do it because it makes money, obviously, not going to get me rich, also obvious, but because I really like it and because I could live off of it. When I did a formation course on coaching, I really expanded views, expanded horizons. And that's why I decided to say, I want to keep teaching. I want to keep helping people like that. But I don't want to keep helping people as an English teacher. Not because I don't like English or because I don't like teaching English, but because I wanted to do something. I have a problem with, with rhythm, with daily routines. I have a very big problem that I can't do the same stuff, year after year. I want to do something different. So that's why I created these courses that I can get in touch with teachers, and then 6 months later, or pretty sooner than that, their business will be, working well, and they will be just getting in touch with me on specific moments. And that's why I can just a lot of people a lot of times, and not just have the same student come to be like 2 years nonstop. And that's why I started Diamantino coaching. And from Diamantino to Deprofpraprof, it was a very strategical rebranding. First, because the word coaching has a lot of problems when you talk about it online. First problem is people have a lot of prejudice against coaching, and I dare say that most of the people who have problems with coaching have no idea what it is about. Have never taken a true coaching course or a true coaching process. And I'm not just saying like any training of anything, like a life coaching process with a real coach. So I really think that we should get to know some things, right, before we say something bad about them, before we build up this practice wall. But anyway, I think it's better to follow the market instead of trying to re-educating the entire country, right? So I decided to not using the word coaching anymore on the name of the company. And there was a second problem with the name coaching. It was hard to spell. We're English teachers, so for us it's like, you know, a walk in the park. But for everybody else, it was definitely not a walk in the park. Yeah. So yeah, it was really hard for them to spell coaching right. You have no ideas. I could get coach with U, with just an O, with a T, with no G at the end. I had all the misspelling possibilities that I never even thought possible, but I found them. So when people were trying to find me on Google or on Facebook or on the website, they would type Diamantino. Okay, perfect, right? Diamantino, coaching with a completely misspelled name, and it wouldn't let them anywhere. So I said, oh, damn it, okay, I need to find a name that is easier for people to understand. And by the way, Diamantino is really my name, my surname. A lot of people ask me that. So I decided that I needed to find something that was easier to spell, and that also had a connection to people and to my public, to my target audience. So that's why I decided Deprofpraprof, which, well, I know it's a tongue twister. Try to say Deprofpraprof very fast, like 3 times. It's impossible. But I think that the meaning connects. You know, I produce most of the material. Of course, now I have partners I didn't have in the beginning. Now I have partners. I have Karen, I have Carlos, I have Juan, I have many other partners now.
You have
so now we produce content. But yeah, right. But at the beginning, the idea was exactly that, from one teacher to everybody else. Great. So that's why the name. And I must say that after I achieved the name, things started to blossom really well.
Same here. Same here. Marcio is just going. He needs to leave. So Marcio, do you wanna say?
Yes, I do.
So just say goodbye, and just for us to hear your beautiful and nice voice.
Oh, just so you can hear my beautiful voice. Okay.
Yeah. Marcy is also an English teacher.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yes, I'm also an English teacher.
Yeah. So he knows a lot. He speaks a lot of language. But
I'm taking on to teach Italian right now. So.
Okay. So have a great class. I don't know how to say that in Italian.
Thank you.
Have a great class.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Ciao ciao. Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
So Vinicius,
Grazie.
when we use the name, that it really shows what we want from the world, it helps a lot. Like the name, it sells by the name. You don't need to say anything else, right?
Yeah.
And I like
the value proposition of the business.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did you?
No problem.
That's exactly the idea. Although it is a tongue twister,
yeah. In the beginning, it was like weird for me to say that Deprofpraprof, but like you get used, and it totally makes sense. It's just that.
Exactly. And you know, some people have already talked to me, and they read my name, the name of the company, as with a closed O, like Deprofpraprof. I think it's really weird and really different.
Yeah.
Because when I thought about it, I meant to be used as an open O, like prof, right?
Yeah.
And some people say Deprofpraprof. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, that's it.
Deprofpraprof. Professional, yeah. Maybe.
And it makes sense because the word is professor or professora, right?
Yeah.
It makes all the sense in the world. I don't know why I thought prof, but whatever, it's prof. It's a girl.
Yeah. Nice.
It's a girl.
And you, Karen, how did you started the name, and how was it, like the turning point to like stopping giving, not to stop, but focusing on the platform, on your startup?
I've officially stopped last year. I was still since I started Tutor.id, still teaching, but the number of students were decreasing with time because I just didn't have enough time for my students. So now I'm full-time on Tutor.id, but I started because I found this sweet spot for me when I was a tutor. I was earning literally 10 times more than in comparison to the school I was working at. And I had the wonderful help of my parents. They started to help me, basically. They helped me to manage my business. I have extremely loving parents, so my father was handling the payments. His, face and posture and everything, it was more, I can't say intimidating, but in a way, maybe yes, more intimidating than myself, at least. And my mom she still is, she's right there. She's a very lovely lady, very smooth, so she was taking the bookings. So basically, Tutor.id was the automation of my family, because not everybody has their parents at their disposal. And then I was thinking, that's basically, I studied business at university, so I was thinking, well, this is a structure that most companies have. The person who does the sales is not the same who does the, ask you for money and, hey, we have a problem here. So basically I was doing the same, but when you have a one-person company, you cannot be, okay, now I'm asking for money, now I'm doing the sales, the bad cop and the good cop. You cannot be both at the same time. I'm sure some people can do it really nicely. I couldn't, to be honest. So that's why Tutor.id exists. So Tutor.id is a good cop and the bad cop. we help the teachers to manage their businesses, and there is no conflict between teacher and students anymore, because we handle payments. And we make basically the contracts work when we are asking for payments online, and we can control if the teacher chooses a cancellation policy, then we will respect that and we will charge it accordingly. So this basically Tutor.id was an automation of my family and giving this opportunity for other teachers to just manage their businesses effortlessly.
Awesome. I think, I think that's the point. Most entrepreneurs, they start a company or just because of an issue, right? Like, I have a problem, I have something, I have a question. Let's see if it works out, and then it works out. That's the point. For me, starting aprendi, it was like growing time by time. Because I started as an English teacher. I was assistant analyst for almost 10 years. Then I quit. I decided to really quit in 2015. Because I was like Vinicius. I didn't want to keep like the same routine. Like I need to get there at 9, and then I have 1 hour lunch. Then I go out. I leave at 6. I don't like that. It sucks a lot for me. Then I started to really, I just quit that and started to giving private classes. I started like not just English, but math, Portuguese, English, chemistry, and physics. But I don't know why, just English came out to me. People were, oh, do you give English classes? I want it. But none of them were interested in math, physics, chemistry, or Portuguese. So that's why I started. And then I decided I've noticed that learning is more important than the language itself.
The connection was interrupted for me. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was my internet.
For me, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I think these stories, it starts basically the same, right? But what's the most challenging, like being a teacherpreneur? What's the most challenging? And teacherpreneur, it's really hard sometimes to say. I don't know if I'm misspelling it or not, but you get it. Is it hard to be like alone starting the company? Like Karen, she has her family, but it's kind of, I don't have my family to work with me, unfortunately. But What do you think, Karen? What's the most challenging thing in the beginning when you started?
Well, when I started, my family wasn't helping me, so I was just struggling, like to manage everything, because I thought I could, and well, you can. The thing is that you just die a little by the end of the day, and you have no life. I realized that it was midnight, and I still had things to do, and 7 a.m. next day, I was working already. So basically, it's all about having life quality, and so I don't know. I just needed help, and it was basically a cry for help from whoever was living with me, whoever was around me, and we came up with a solution. Like, it wasn't easy. It was to get to this point where my father was responsible for payments and my mother was responsible for bookings. I had to struggle a lot and do a lot of wrong things. I was taking bookings on Skype, WhatsApp, my personal Facebook, my professional Facebook, and there were like 5 different ways of communication that I was just checking and going all crazy and trying to match agendas. All the hours I was wasting just to match agendas with students, it was insane. The payments, having to remind, like, this is the paying date for this student, and had to put it on calendar and then have to send emails, sometimes ask in person, all this stress. I had so much stress doing this that I wasn't, at some point, I have to be honest, I wasn't enjoying so much being a tutor or teacherpreneur, because it was not what I wanted. I wanted to teach. I wanted to spend my time preparing my lessons. I can't say I'm antisocial, or, but I really didn't want to have such an intense interaction about everything with my students. I wanted to be something more relaxed. They would be happy to come to the class, not like, oh, she's going to talk about payment. You know, I don't know. I just wanted like a very nice relationship with my students. Some of them left me because I was asking for payments. They were not really organized themselves with their payments, and I had to remind them because I had bills to pay. And yeah, it was a rocky path, if I can say. So little by little, I started to put all the schedulings to an email, and then suddenly it was from my mother. Oh, this email was like, please, my mother will respond, and then my father, payments, and then my life was like, I had a life suddenly, just because I did this.
Like magic.
Like magic. No, it was really like magic. I had, again, passion for teaching, because it was not that I didn't like to be a teacher. I like to be a teacher or a teacherpreneur. I just didn't like to deal with everything on my own, everything. And in the end, I was doing a great job. I was a better teacher. I had time to focus. I had focus, basically. And I was doing sales. Of course, when you're a teacherpreneur, you're doing yourself the sales and being a great teacher yourself, and asking your students to, you know, share with their friends. And I had 100 students, which was crazy. I started to group them because I couldn't handle them all. I was not living in a big town, so suddenly I had a lot of students coming to me, and I started to do leveling tests and group them, and they were all paying not so much, so they were in a group, and I was earning quite a lot per hour, more than I wanted or expected. It's just that so many students came, like, at once, basically, and within 3 months I was like packed with students, and it was the magic of having people helping me, so I could focus on marketing, sales, and classes.
Yeah, and Vinicius, you hear that a lot from teachers, right? So do you agree? Like, it's always the same?
Very often and very similar.
This is the most challenging thing for teachers that are starting, or even if they have huge experience. Do you think, like, handling the payments and it's the most challenging thing?
There are too many challenges, to be honest, and we weren't taught how to deal with them. I think that's the most troubling information I can give you right now. We weren't taught any of that. Yesterday, I saw a friend, actually many friends, many teacher friends, posting on Facebook and on Instagram. It was an image saying things that should be taught in high school, and then there was emotional intelligence, there was financial whatever, there were a lot of stuff. And I think it was really interesting, and I really would have loved to study those when I was, in high school or in elementary school, because it really makes a whole lot of difference after you start to get the gist of it. But when people ask me that, what is the most what's the most challenging aspect? I think that it depends on the profile of the professional. Many different people have different, different problems, different ways to deal with problems. And for some people, marketing is really easy. Like getting students, selling classes is really, really easy. I know a lot of teachers who have their schedule, there are people waiting in a waiting list. So, but on the other hand, they are really messy. They are disorganized. They can't, they can't organize 10 payments at the same time, let alone 30 or 40, right? Which is about the maximum that a private teacher can get. For me, the most difficult part was the commercial part. I studied a lot. I made a lot of commercial courses to do what I do nowadays. It was, believe me, what I'm doing here right now, talking in public and with the camera on and then trying to convince people to do whatever and to sell whatever. This is really not something that I had from birth. I really, really studied a lot from that. Practiced a lot. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm quite shy. I'm just not shy in front of cameras because I'm used to them now. And I get, when you're acting on a theater, when you impersonate the character, I think that's like I impersonate the Diamantino from Tutor.id, and now I'm Diamantino from Tutor.id. Okay, so I can, when scream and yay, something like this. But this isn't me. If you meet me on the street, I'm not going to do that. But believe me, this is just because I'm in front of the camera. There is nobody else in this office right now.
I'm the opposite. I'm really the opposite.
The opposite, see? But this was really not something that I got from birth. And for me, commercial was the most complicated one because it involved convincing somebody else. And I think that convincing somebody else is the most complicated thing we can do ever, right? And followed by the convincing, the selling of the idea, everything that follows in managerial kind of speaking and a financial kind of speaking, I think, the commercial is what gets you the money, what makes the money coming in. And everything related to how you manage your stuff, your job, your business, because it is a business, right? That's how you manage your business in every aspect possible, in your schedule, in your receipts, and your, everything really, right? How you get the money, how you spend the money, how you get the money from yourself and salary, right? When you want to have classes, when you don't want to have classes, and having limits and establishing what you can and what you can't do. That's what keeps the money coming in, right? If you don't have that, you're going to lose your students, your clients, very certainly, because the clients, they don't stay with you simply because of your pedagogical skills or your language skills. They stay with you because they see an organized person who can manage them quite well, right? So I think these two are the most complicated things. And it's really funny because if you ask any teacher on the street, you find, I don't know, when you go to the drugstore and find a teacher buying, headache medicine, if you could do are you an English teacher? Yes, I'm an English teacher. Are you a private English teacher? Yes, I'm a private English teacher. If you could choose a course, a professional course, for you to take right now for free. What course would you like to take? I can tell you, like, seriously, 9 out of 10 will tell you that they want something to do with linguistics. They want to improve their level of English and all right. Is that a problem? Of course not. I think we should keep improving our English like forever, right? But that alone doesn't get you or keep you with students, right? So I do think that since we didn't get financial education or stuff like that, how to speak in public, stuff like that on high school, I really think that we should have these courses now that we're adults and we're professionals, and we need to keep the wheel turning, right? So I think those are the two most complicated things that we usually overlook. And I think this is a very big problem. We usually overlook, and we always think my English could get better, which is probably true. But okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, how better could your English get? And on the same scale from 1 to 10, how your managerial skills could get, and how your financial skills could get from 1 to 10. You know what's the digital account from a bank, for example? People don't know that, and that's basic from basic. And people don't know that. So from 1 to 10, what do you need really? Is it really just language? And please, I'm not saying that language is important. Of course it is. But there are other things that are also very important. Right?
I'm going to say language is not important. What is important is the message. I don't care if it's English. And that's and I'm going to tell that when teachers are gonna watch it, and they're gonna hate me for that. But teachers enjoy English or the language. Students not. Students, they don't want language. They don't want English. They don't want Portuguese. They want to connect to the world. That's what they want. And that's why this is something I work at the Aprendi. It's not about teaching. It's about learning whatever you're going to learn. And I'm going to work next year not just with English, but other skills, like how to really manage your learning in a easy way, like not struggle. It's not tough, or well.
I completely agree with you. I think it's communicating, right?
Yeah.
Connecting, communicating, I think are the two key words here. And Karen, she said something that I usually see, and this is a good problem actually, but it is a problem nevertheless. When she said that she had a crazy busy schedule, which I don't think has changed much, but when she had a very crazy busy schedule. I talked to some teachers. Of course, most of the teachers that come to me, they have commercial problems. So they don't have enough students, they don't have enough income, and they want to improve that. But I also have some teachers that come to me with their schedule really full, and they don't know what to do with that schedule, and they keep getting more students because they're afraid that if they don't get those more students, they will eventually lose some students, right? Because some students, they will just finish, right? Or just give up for whatever reason. And they will have problems, financial problems with that. And I usually tell them, okay, what is your limit? Put like a limit, set a goal. I want to teach, I want to teach 40 classes a week. Okay, so 40 classes a week. Is it every day, from Monday to Sunday? It's possible. I have a friend who teaches pilots. We're plane pilots. So plane pilots, they have crazy schedule, right? So sometimes they need to have classes at I don't know, 6 in the morning or midnight or in the middle of Sunday, because that's according to their schedule. But get a limit, set yourself a goal. I want to teach 40 hours a week. So that's it, 40 hours a week, not 41, not 42, it's 40 hours a week. If you get past that, that's a waiting line. So, but if the students go through waiting line, he's going to go to another teacher. Good thing. So have partners. Suggest the other teacher to that student, and then you'll get suggestions later. That's not the problem. But don't kill yourself working. It was not funny at all, but it's a story that I usually tell people. In my coaching course for teachers, I was talking once with one of the teachers. He said he used to work from, I think, about 54 hours a week.
Wow.
54 hours a week is a lot of hours. A lot of hours. Especially if you think that 54 hours was him in front of the student, not with the preparation and correction and all this stuff that we also need to do, right? So he was a private teacher with 54 teaching hours. This is absurd. You can't keep up with that. And when he told me that, I said, look, you definitely need to slow down. We're not made to work that much. Imagine if he has 54 teaching hours, he probably works about 70 hours a week, easy, right? Easy. And he didn't have like Sundays or holidays or vacations or whatever. And I remember clearly that every class I told him, dude, seriously, slow down. Cut some students out. Don't get all that. And in the middle of the course, it has 9 weeks length, right? When we were, I think, on the 7th or the 8th week, I'm not sure how strong my word is, but I sent him a message because I had a problem here at home, an unforeseen problem at home, and I needed to solve it really, really quick, like an emergency. And then I said, look, I can't have the class today. I'm really sorry, but we'll schedule it next week. Don't worry. And then he answered me via audio. He said, Vinicius, thank you so much for rescheduling the class today. I'm in the hospital. I had a breakdown, and I need to stop for at least 3 days. The doctor won't let me out of bed. And now I see what you said. That the body can't hold that much for so long. And I mean, it's not the reason why I share this story is not because it's funny or it's not because I want to shock people, but it's because it's real. And we need to understand that we can't work that much. Sometimes, and Karen does the same thing because I see it. We work at 3 in the morning, 3 a.m., we're there doing something, right? But at least I can speak for myself. Sometimes, I don't know, 2 p.m. after lunch, I decide I want to watch a Netflix series. So I stop everything I'm doing and I go watch myself a damn series on TV because I want to. And because I know that if it's necessary, I will be working at 3 a.m. and that's not a problem. But keeping the balance, I think it's key word here, the balance.
It is super important. I remember that now with the startup, I'm having I'm not kidding, I'm having around 100 hours a week of work, which is, that's it. It's been my life for the past 3 years. When you, I can notice my health is not as good. I don't look as fresh as before, but I feel like I'm getting where I want, but I now decided that I'm going to have a defined sleep time. It's crazy, but yeah, I'm setting alarm clocks to everything because I'm really organized with my time. But then I'm like, I have discipline for so many things. How come I don't have discipline to sleep or to eat in the proper times? So when I was a teacher and my parents were helping me to manage, my tutoring business, I had a healthier life. And now that I have a startup, and again, I'm in this moment where I need help with the company. I caught myself doing the same mistakes I did as a teacher. I cannot manage my current business with Tutor.id. So I am managing Tutor.id, the business, so it's more complex than that. So yeah, I'm setting myself hours to do things, times to sleep, time to have lunch, snack, break, away from the screen, because I even had a eye problem because of that, because I was working for too many hours looking at the computer. I had a retinal detachment because of it was intense work. So this happens when you're not listening to your body signs. But now I'm setting some times to have a healthier lifestyle. And to be honest, I've started when I landed in Brazil. I'm eating better and sleeping, and yeah, it makes a difference. And yeah, thanks for your words, Vinicius. It's you know, it's so inspiring to hear that.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Yeah.
Education usually does that.
Yeah. And it's quite interesting because when I started to work by my own, I didn't know how to manage time, how to manage my life. Like now I have although I didn't want to have a routine back there in the corporation, now I kind of have it, because I usually wake up in the same time, around the same time, and then I need to take a shower just to wake up, and then I do my bed, and then I have breakfast, and then I do quick exercises just to warm up. And I'm trying to add meditation to my routine. It's really hard because when you stop for 5 minutes to hear yourself, your body, your mind, the environment, your mind gets a flush in a way that it's like it's a flush. Like when you go to the bathroom, it's the same feeling. Like your thoughts, they just go away. Although it's really a lot of things coming when you meditate, it really helps a lot. Like scheduling time to have lunch, to have a Netflix time, to really have a break. Like I'm gonna get back to triathlon this year, so I need to organize my agenda just to do what I want. So I need to teach, to prepare classes, I need to run the company, I need to talk to people, to do partnerships, to have ideas, to be creative. How can I handle all this? So as Vinicius said, he just told us a lot of good things. So teaching is mandatory, but learning is optional. It's not just about being an entrepreneur, but language, your body, relationships. The learning itself, it's optional. You don't need. You have an option just to, okay, I'm not gonna look at that. So that's why I love being an entrepreneur or running my business, running myself, because I have control of that. If it's not working, I blame myself. There's no one else to blame. I'm not complaining. I'm not blaming. I'm just, okay, it's not working, so what can I do from now on to make it better? And I'm trying to be healthier, like eating better. Like I was running and I had dinner. Like I didn't have lunch today, but then I have lunch and dinner like in 10 minutes before the TNT. And it was crazy. But it happens. It's not every day, but it happens.
You know, I would just like to add something like that's hard for me, and I have seen other teachers like complaining about that. I'm a mother, so adding everything that you told now, I have just to take my son to school, to make a lot of lunch and everything, and also handling like this kind of stuff, like the personal stuff. And I see that a lot of teachers are complaining about that. They cannot do everything, like the mothers, the teachers that had become like mothers. So I just want to tell that everything that you are doing is very important. Like I didn't know that, like, so the details about your Karen and Vinicius' work, and I'm like, I feel how can I say now, I was really thinking about giving up, even I was doing everything, I had started my business, but just because what Karen was saying, it is too much. Like I am selling a box of 10 classes, and today it was the last class of many of my students, and I couldn't ask if they were going to continue or not. I was sending emails, and during the class I was, okay, what can I do? And also I think that when we start learning about marketing, because we don't know, and we, as Vinicius said, we were not taught about it, we listen to a lot of things. Oh, because you are an online teacher, so you have to record videos, you have to do this and that, and it's really hard for me. I don't want to show my personal life. I don't want to be on the social media, and I have problems with commercial part. I have like I am struggling to get students, and I don't like to ask them to recommend my class. Like I just want they do this, and I am willing that they are going to do, but you know, it's hard for me, and I'm in this business for years, and I am, or I was, I don't know, I was considering to go back to the market to work in something different, because it's really hard. And then I thought, okay, I am not an entrepreneur. I think I'm not. And it was really good today. And I know that a lot of teachers are gonna watch, but since I'm here, I can tell that it was really good. Really, it was really motivational.
Oh.
Awesome.
Let me say something. I have a YouTube video on that topic. The name is Este, Professor, and it actually has part 1 and 2 because it was a long video. I decided to split it on two parts. But I have different and opposite points of view on what you just said, Patricia, because I am completely in favor of teacherpreneurship, which I love the word better. I'm completely pro teachers who want to go private. Actually, this is my core business. So teachers who want to go private is everything that I do. So obviously, I want to keep people motivated and interested on having private classes, because it really is the best way, and maybe, I don't like that word very much, but maybe the easiest way of getting better paid, right? Because when you go to school, you obviously get less money than you would if you had private teachers. That is a fact. But on the beginning, I used to say, at this moment right now, I would tell you, no, don't give up, try again, you know. I think I've gotten more mature, maybe it's the white hair, yeah. But I don't say that anymore, because I know I can see now that people have different profiles of professionals, and I couldn't, for the life of me, work in a bank, for example. Like Philip said, you worked in a bank before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Me neither.
Absolutely not. I couldn't work in a bank whatsoever. I couldn't work as a public servant in most positions available, and not because I can't pass a test, but because I couldn't hold a job. I don't think it would be fulfilling enough. So I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. I just that I couldn't because of my professional profile, and I'm not saying I will never ever say, if I have ever said that, I really apologize, but I will not ever again, at least, say that teachers shouldn't at least consider the possibility of having of being hired, of working in a school, because it depends on their skill sets and on their mindset and on a lot of different sets that we have as people. And some people just don't, I'm not going to say don't like, they just hate with every fiber of their being asking for students for recommendations. It's like, you know, taking the heart out and getting pumping in front of yourself. And if that's the case, then maybe a public service or a public service or hired in a school might not be a bad idea, because you will not be dying a little every day, you know. But on the other hand, teacherpreneurship is a skill or a set of skills, right? So it's not, like I said in the beginning, it's not something that I was born with. I can really emphasize that. That is absolutely not something that I was born with. I really had to study and practice, and I hit my head on the damn large and hard wall many times before I could get it right. So small steps like that, like asking for recommendation, and maybe having a larger package of classes instead of just 10, or maybe have an agreement of already, you know, refreshing the contract, or maybe using Tutor.id because it helps a lot, a goddamn lot.
That's what I was about to say.
I know it does. It could solve most of these problems. You see. So, and one other thing that I really like to suggest to people sometimes, depending on the profile, just like you were talking about, is that there is nothing wrong with having 2 jobs. You can totally be hired in a school because, well, we need to make ends meet, right? So you can go to school and have a hired CLT job, and which is not going to get you rich, but well, private teaching is decent anyway. So if you're going to get at least the minimum amount of money that you need to keep your life going, and then you have private teaching until private teaching surpasses what you have from CLT, and believe me, probably will. So I don't, I can't tell you give up on teacherpreneurship, on private teaching, and I can also not tell you to give up being hired and just be a private teacher. But if you're completely in doubt, and if you think that, if you feel that it's really not working for you, try to do both things at the same time. You'll see that when we don't have enough money, we tend to make stupid decisions. Story of my life: when you don't have enough money, you tend to make stupid decisions. Okay, so maybe if you have another job which keeps, you know, your bank account in the black, right? Maybe it will help you see things more clearly and help you, help you, seriously. And use it directly because it really helps. And no, I don't get royalties as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just going to say, when you said like Tutor.id can help you, I was thinking in Patricia's case of the 10 classes, and then after these 10 classes, what should she do? How should she proceed? Like, is she going to ask? She doesn't want to ask. She doesn't want to feel like she's pressuring the students. We're going to launch very soon a contract linked with the recurrent online payments. So basically, you can create your English course, and you can establish with that student or a group of students that they're going to be with you for 6 months. They're going to have a module, for instance, with your exclusive material that you're preparing, and you're putting, I'm sure, so much love in it and dedication. So you can, you know, have these students, yeah, it's like a school. Your business is your one-woman school where they cannot cancel once they commit to this contract, and Tutor.id will make sure that once they are part of this course, the recurring payments will happen till the end, unless something really serious happens and the student will tell you, like, I don't know, I lost my job and there's literally no way I can pay for this course, then you will get in touch with us and we'll cancel it. But the student will not just cancel. They will not be able to do that. So there will be this contract and this recurrent payments for 6 months, a year, 3 months, you can name it. And, you know, that will bring, I hope that will bring teachers more stability, financial stability, because it's hard every month to ask the student for the payment for that monthly. And if you're a language teacher, that's so much easier, because when you are learning a language, it's not maybe a couple of classes, it's maybe a continuous process that it can be for 3 months or a month or 2 months and a year or years. I've talked to a teacher that she said, like, oh, I have this student with me for 4 years. It must be really cool. And I was like, yeah, I bet. I mean, you know, you cannot learn a language in a year. So I hope that this functionality that we're launching, it is giving us so much work, but I'm sure it will be worth it. It will bring a lot of stability from teachers. And once the student has the credit card there, that's it. We'll be able to make sure that the teacher will be paid, and it will be just like a school, like nothing different than schools currently do, but the teacher will keep most of the money.
That's awesome. That's really important. That's really important. And by the way, Patricia, Karen is setting up the meetup for teachers in São Paulo on April 21st, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
It's like next weekend. Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, this next Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can give you the details. Yeah.
Yeah. She lives in Campinas.
Unfortunately, I have like a parents meeting at my son's school, and I was planning not to go because it's holiday, right?
Yeah.
I'm having some problems with his school, and I have to be there. But it's gonna be like in the morning or the whole day?
Afternoon, 3 hours. I'll give you the details. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and
I saw a comment from Diane on Facebook. We have about 10 people watching us on Facebook. I just saw it.
Hello.
That said that she's having the problem of not needing to refuse students. That she has almost 30 hours of teaching a week, and it's not good. And that in the end, the quality of the classes suffer. And I completely agree with that. In the end, the quality of everything, not just the classes, suffer. So we really should getting the goals and getting this schedule and get this stuff going. And by the way, even if you don't like Google Calendar, there is a calendar on Tutor.id, right? That can schedule this stuff. So please do something, right? Keep the records, keep the schedule working.
Our calendar, I put so much effort into it, so it's crazy. You can say your availability in such an advanced manner. You can say when you will be available and where. Basically, from 9 in the morning to midday, I'll be available online and in my house. From 1 to 2, I'll be available in 3 cafes. From 5 to 7, I'll be only online. So basically, the students can pick, and you can set discounts. Like, okay, this time of the day I don't have that many students, so I'm going to set discount in that time. Discount online, discount sit by place, whatever. Teacher can do whatever. Basically, you can choose what will be your pricing strategy, and it's super, specific. Google Calendar doesn't have that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't. But the point is, you need to write down things just to start with. It's like in any area of your life, if you try to write down, like minding map, it's a really useful tool. Just like people say mind the map, people think, oh, it's a crazy idea, revolutionary. No, it's just like you write a text, a word, and you circle it, and you do others. Like, it's just that, basically, right? So it helps a lot. Great.
Write, draw, repeat.
Yeah, exactly. So we're finishing up things here. I'm just wondering if Vinicius, like Karen, she was telling about Tutor.id, the new features. Do you have anything like new coming up, or that you have just launched that it's really nice to spread, to tell other teachers?
Yeah, that is actually a funny question, because you were talking about the time that we need to create stuff and to think about something else and right? That you shouldn't be just teaching all the time. And I firmly believe in that. And I really have my creative time, my creativity sloth time, when I do nothing and I watch Netflix or I play video games. I love video games. And then I play video games, and when I'm killing a character on the video game, I also think how to kill a teacher. No, how to create a new teacher, a new course, right? And there is, this is the good thing about having this time to think and to prepare and to listen to people and to talk and to ask and to listen and to read the answers. There is always something new coming up, which is something that I'm really proud of. Every 1 or 2 months, there is something completely new coming up. Last thing was the finance course from Cadastre-se, right? Which Karen is also a part of the course. We closed the course for a month, and then we reopened the course with a new module from Tutor.id. And this was from March, yeah? March?
I guess so, yeah.
March, yeah. Less than a month ago, yeah. On February, look at that. On January, it was the launch of the first version of the finance course. On February was the opening of sales of the box. Right? The box for private teachers, with a lot of files and documents and stuff. On March, there was a reopening of the finance course. Right, and on April we started the pronunciation and rhythm course with Carlos as well, and a video making course, right, with myself, a live course with two groups of teachers, which make me so proud. You have no idea. One of them is from Portugal. I'm so happy. She made her first full live today with the full background stuff and PowerPoint and countdown with background music, and it was incredible. I was so proud of her and of this course. So every month there is something new coming up, which makes me really, really proud. And for May, there is something cooking up. I cannot tell you yet, but yes, there is something cooking up for May. It's going to be how can I say that? It's going to be a remake of one of the oldest courses that I had, and it's going to be beautiful, and something on the website is going to change as well. So yes, there are always some things happening at Deprofpraprof, which is great. And well, I have a lot of content in many different places. So in order for me to produce things, of course, I need to get creative, right? I need to, well, get completely out of the goddamn box and think of things that people might need. And of course, people help me a lot when they just simply write, right? Oh, I would love to have a course on that. And then I would create something, right? So please, if you're watching, write what you need, what you want that I haven't produced yet, because I will, I promise you. Maybe free, maybe paid, it may be blended, but I will, I promise.
That's it.
Same here, actually.
Yeah.
Same here, actually, regarding the Tutor.id features. Like, there are many features we are launching because of teachers, like this one for the monthlies, contracts, group lessons. It's all from teachers' feedbacks. So it's basically and teachers' decisions, not even mine. It's what you're asking, you're doing.
Yeah, that's it's the most important thing. The most important skill is to pay attention on everybody else, what they really want. Because sometimes when we are doing our stuff, we just think, oh, we have the good ideas, and then, oh, it's revolutionary and all that blah blah blah. But taking this time to pay attention and listen. It's really important. And by the way, I'm gonna tell you that by the end of the year, aprendi is gonna do, like, do you remember that workshop, Vinicius, that I did last year? I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not gonna run this semester. It's gonna be the end of the year, but I'm gonna do something bigger. I think Diana was there. I met her here in São Paulo after the workshop. It was really cool. It was like 17 people. And for the end of the year, I'm gonna invite some teachers, some people that are going to do like some speeches or whatever, like this meeting, like this talk we had, but in a structured way, run by aprendi. So Vinicius, I'm gonna talk to you about that later on. Karen, I don't know, like, you're living in another country, but maybe in the end of the year, if you wanna come, it's gonna be a pleasure. So I'm connecting all the dots with other teachers, and I'm starting to talk. Patricia, I really believe is gonna help me. We're just setting up things, and if people are watching this and is interested, just register or just say hello in the comments. Or there's a link. I'm registering everybody. It's bit.ly/cadastre-se. It's really easy. So your name, WhatsApp, email, and that's it basically. Anything else? Any other comments? No? That's okay?
Just try a little. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm really happy that you invited me for this talk and that I had the opportunity to talk a bit about my experience, and actually the dark side of my experience, something that I don't often talk about, not in public at least.
Yeah.
We tend to show the successes, but we don't talk about the failures, which might make a lot of people feel really bad about themselves because that person is doing really well, but actually when you see the whole trajectory that took me to this moment, it was a lot of pain, and still is, to be honest. I haven't gotten where I wanted, but it was a very nice opportunity to talk about it and show that there is the dark side, the bright side, and they are together, and one is part of the other. And without pains, you cannot just, you have to work hard until you learn how to work smart. And yeah, you shouldn't give up. You're going to have bad days, but the next day might be a really good day. So
Yeah, most of them are not that good, but
yeah,
if there's just one, it works a lot.
It does.
There are so many references here. I can't read TNT without playing ACDC on my head, and I was just talking about and bright side. I can see Yoda quoting something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you as well. It was very nice to be here and be able to talk and to, like Karen said, in Minas we have a saying, Deus diga que eu tomo, mas Deus toma que eu levo, right? So
Yeah.
we have something like that here, and I completely agree with you. I think that if we shared more on our failures, I think we would get more personal. Is it the word? I'm not sure if that's the correct word.
Maybe more empathy, maybe? Or
Yeah.
More empathy, yeah. More empathetic, probably, yeah. And it connects, right? It helps connecting you. It doesn't put you on a pedestal where you are the the guru, and you know everything, and you blessed to do everything. And we've been talking about groups for some time, Karen and I. And one of the things that I've been wondering about groups of teachers is that when we create a group, it looks like we become like a sack, people, just that place where people go and they ask you questions and they will get answers from you. I don't think that's the point. I think that the point is to have communities that talk and that communicate, that help, that share, that whatever. And well, showing the failures, I think is one more step towards that, right? Because people see that it is not easy, it was not easy, and it still isn't, and it will probably not be easy in the future as well. But it's a choice, and I really don't regret making it, and I would make it all over again. For sure. So thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, it's all my pleasure to have like people as you guys, Karen, Vinicius, Patricia, Alexandria. You came in the end, but you're more than welcome for the next, or you can watch it later from the beginning. But yeah, TNT is happening every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We choose a topic, different topic, every session. This is the 53rd, and we have been having it since a long time. And well, she's muted because, yeah. Hey, Alexandra, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, so are you a teacher? Are you a teacher?
Yes, I am, but I'm still starting teaching.
Nice.
In this new environment.
Great.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. So we're gonna have more of this for sure with other teachers. So I'm gonna handle it and spread the word in social medias. So again, thanks a lot. I hope this will help a lot of teachers. Patricia, again, thanks for supporting. Alexandra, thanks for coming. Karen, see you on Saturday. And Vinicius, keep in touch. See you, people.
Thank you. See you on Saturday, Felipe.
Yeah, see you.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, for you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I also want the hand. Where did you get that?
Yeah, there's the stickers. Yeah, you can.
Yes.
You have a lot of them. Like.
I found it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So bye-bye. Take it easy.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.